welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with my husband Kyle. Say hi.
Hi.
He's really nervous. I kind of guilt tripped him to come on the channel today.
You made me.
Yeah, pretty much. But he's a good husband, so he did it. But today we want to talk about adjustments to parenthood life. So we're both first-time parents, and we had kind of a difficult adjustment at the beginning. He worked full-time, and I stayed at home for the first 12 weeks. Yeah, for the first 12 weeks. And he only had like 3 days off. And I also struggled with postpartum depression. If you saw my previous videos, I struggled with that and body image issues and all kinds of things, being a new mom and all the changes we go through. So it was kind of rough at first, and typically couples and people don't talk about that kind of thing. It's kind of taboo, and society has placed a stigma on it where it's shame, hush, hush if you don't talk about those struggles that you went through. And I think it's important to normalize it because it does happen. Becoming a parent is a huge life change, and we learned that pretty quickly. One of the biggest struggles for me was lack of sleep. I was used to my sleep. I'm a sleeper if you know me, and having to wake up frequently and take care of this brand new life, I loved every minute of it, but it was really hard to adjust to not having enough sleep. And at first, we couldn't really find a balance to where we would hand off duties to one another. That way, each other could get enough sleep, and I also felt guilty asking him to wake up with her when knowing that he had to go to work. So we didn't really have a good balance going on in the beginning, and that really put a strain on our relationship. What do you think was the hardest adjustment for you?
Going back to work was really hard.
Why?
Always having to worry about her, making sure you're okay. Just pretty much that, and sleep. Trying to go to work with lack of sleep, and
Yeah, because there were a few times where I really relied on him, because in the beginning you have so much hormone drop in your body that your body's trying to readjust to life outside of it now instead of inside of you, and your hormones just go haywire, including me having a girl. I had double the hormones, and I felt sick, I would get nauseous, and sometimes that trumped waking up with Olivia, and he had to go to work the next morning, so I really relied heavily on him. So lack of sleep caught up with us, and it just created a whole bunch of resentment and anger and arguments that were unnecessary, and we just couldn't find that balance.
kind of toward everybody. We argued with everybody, family.
Well, it was
Everybody,
mostly
though.
us. It was mostly us.
Oh yeah, but
It was the turmoil, but
we were cranky.
we were very cranky, and I think that you talking about this with your spouse before, or just your significant other, whatever, I think that it's important to have that conversation about what you want to do and actually do it, because I know a lot of times you can have this in a perfect world idea, but it doesn't exactly happen that way. So if you come to an agreement about something, make sure that you actually go through with it, because that can also hold a lot of resentment towards your partner. What do you think? How did you feel becoming a new father? Like, did you feel nervous, like you had no idea what to do? Like, be honest. What was your biggest issue?
It didn't hit me for almost a month, like that I was a dad. But when you already have responsibilities, and then all these other responsibilities with the child come with it, you gotta grow up quick.
Did you ever have experience with babies before?
No, none.
Have you ever held a baby?
I count it on one hand.
Did you ever change a diaper?
Nope.
That was very apparent. But
I changed her first diaper in the hospital.
he did, but he had to learn from the nurses, which is fine. I'm not judging. That's what they're there for. But it was an issue, and I think that a lot of couples give up quickly when they become new parents, and they hold resentment inside and they don't openly talk about it. And I think that you just need to figure out a balance and a schedule for each other and how you're going to still make time for yourselves to be individuals and also care for your child, because it is exhausting and it is tiring and taxing, but you love them with your whole heart, so you'll do anything it takes to make sure that they're cared for. But at the same time, you still have to take care of yourself in order to take care of another human being. So I just think that if your relationship is worth it, that you need to openly express your emotions toward your partner and how you're feeling that they're lacking. Because if you don't, it will build up. And I had an issue with that. I let things build and build and build until finally
You didn't snap.
I just let it all out and told him everything that I've been feeling. And
Got blindsided, kind of.
well,
I did.
Well, you weren't holding up your weight in the beginning, and I think it's because you were scared. You were scared and you didn't know, which is not an excuse. And I'm not saying he's a bad person, a bad husband, a bad father. It's just, it's natural human emotions that he went through, and I went through my own emotions. I mean, I was the primary caregiver home with her every day. I was going through things mentally, and I felt like I had to be in full control all the time. And if anyone tried to take that control from me, it made me nervous because I felt like nobody could care for her like I could, like including him, which is an issue that I should have worked out within myself too. But I think that I gave him too much leniency in the beginning because I wanted to do everything myself. And I feel like a lot of moms and women do that. They like to be the caregiver and the nurturer. So they take on all of the responsibilities until it becomes way too much for you and you just explode or just have all these emotions bursting out, and your partner is like, what is wrong with you? I don't know where this is coming from. So as a new parent, it's important for you to communicate. I know it's easier said than done, but we're proof our daughter's about to be one that you can get through it, and it's going to be hard and you're going to have to adjust, and you've just got to talk to one another and express how you're feeling. What do you have to say about it? What's some advice that you could give new parents in the beginning? Because you know it's hard on relationships.
It's a learning experience. You got to learn as you go, and you really just kind of have to roll with it. You almost have to teach yourself. If I did something wrong or I was doing something wrong, somebody would take over, and it's just as much my fault that she said it was hers, or I should have said, no, I got this. But I mean, you just got to find a balance pretty much with everything: sleep, work, taking care of your kid.
Which is easier said than done, I'll be honest.
100%.
But once you get into the routine of, okay, we've got to wake up at this time, feed her at this time, she gets on a schedule, she grows older, it gets so much easier after they hit like their 4 month mark. It's like sleep becomes a routine. You can sleep train them if that's what you wish. They start building a routine daily that you follow in their lead, which makes it easier on us because we know what to expect. We know what our day's going to look like. And so we can plan, okay, I'm going to wake up with her this day, you can wake up with her that day, type thing.
We did that eventually.
Yeah, eventually we got the hang of what we need to do and how we need to make each other happy, which we weren't focused on. We were focused on being new parents and this little bitty thing that we just brought home and we have no idea what to do with. And we didn't focus on making each other happy anymore. We focused on making our little girl happy. So I think it's important to still date each other, to hear each other, to listen to each other's concerns, needs, wants, all of that, because it can get lost pretty easy, and I feel like that's when couples give up. And I don't think I mean, I understand there are certain circumstances where you need to just walk away and let go, but I feel like if you truly love that person and you had a baby with them for a reason, that you just need to work it out and talk through things and figure out what needs to be fixed, because it's easier on your life and your baby in the long run, not have to look back at split time, split holidays, all of that joyous stuff that I went through myself. So I don't want that for her, and I know a lot of you parents don't want that for your children either. So I think that the adjustment in the beginning is hard, but it's worth it, and you will find a balance. What do you have anything else to add to what I'm saying?
Go on dates.
Yeah.
Make time for yourself. Get into a routine as soon as possible. The sooner you're in a routine, the easier it is.
Right, but you won't get a routine until they're a little older.
Do it as soon as possible.
And the first 6 weeks are brutal, just forewarning. And I'm sure if you've already had some babies, you know this. But for you new mamas out there, you new daddies out there, it'll get easier. My husband's trying to sneak a drink right now. I'm about to backhand him. I'm just kidding. But it gets easier. It gets better. Don't feel like you're different or you're odd or something's wrong with you because you're feeling different types of ways about each other in the beginning, because you are going to go through different phases of emotions for various reasons, and just the key is just talking, getting it out, and expressing your feelings. So yeah, that's all we really wanted to come on here and talk to you guys about. We wanted to be open and honest and make you feel normal as a new couple and new parents, and congratulations if you are. And that's all we have for you guys. You want to say it?
Nope.
Okay. Subscribe if you haven't already. Give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and I'll see you in our next video. Bye, guys.